You poor naive chump.
Is this the part where you do an intro? Or like how we doing things?
You said intros were for fucking dummies.
Yeah, but that's my opinion in my show.
Okay, fuck it. Welcome to PlaidCast Season 2. We're back again, baby, for 3 episodes, and then we'll forget about it. Which has been the MO over here for a while.
I mean, they can come check out my shit. I'm bringing Goons in a Room back.
Man. Hell yeah.
No Elijah, though.
We're popping off, baby.
No,
we're popping off.
Yeah.
The brothers are back.
I'm actually not bringing back Goons in a Room. I thought about it. I'm just going to do something else entirely.
Hey, that's how it has to be.
It wouldn't be the
So
same
a lot
without
has
Elijah.
changed.
Yeah, a lot has changed.
Yeah. So we've been living in the same area for a year, which explains the vast amount of content we've created.
I mean, I've been hard at work on my shit. We just haven't been hard at work on our shit.
Yeah. That was something I wanted to do a year ago when you first came over here. I wanted to ask you what, the biggest differences you've seen, like things you've noticed after living here for a while, and it's went from a month to a year. So
Well, now I actually have an opinion as opposed to just like some superficial thought about the area, because I visited,
yeah.
but now I actually live here. I was actually just talking about how much I like living here in general. I don't care for the weather right now. Where I come from, there is no hurricane season.
I mean, there is, but it just doesn't really affect it. I mean, it's just rain, except for last year. Last year it affected it.
Well, that's different.
That was weird.
That was one hurricane, 2 hurricanes.
That was weird. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that was terrible. A few years ago, we had a really bad hurricane when I was going to Awa. Back when I had the Cadillac.
Anime Weekend Atlanta.
Yes. I want to plan a
For the
trip to
uninitiated.
MomoCon this year, if you're down.
I might be down.
Just take the week off. That's what I'm going to do. If you can.
I can't just take the week off.
Oh, well. You should try being a manager of some kind.
I would, but no.
Yeah, I'm very much sick of this manager shit. But it has put me in a spot where I'm able to get a lot of work done in my downtime, and I don't feel physically exhausted to where I can't work on my creative endeavors.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because like when you're physically tired, it's so hard to feel motivated to put effort into anything beyond what you've already done.
How do you think I feel?
Mentally, I'm stressed the fuck out, but it is what it is. I can handle it. It's just work.
Yeah, no, I started a new job probably 2 months ago. Same field, but new job. So it's weird being the new guy that has experience. And I say this kid, but he's actually 36 years old, and I'll tell you why I want to call him a kid here in a minute. I've been working with him for like the past week. He's like fresh, like off the street, just got
green
done
as
with
hell.
class. Yeah, 100%. This motherfucker, it's been a week, and he's thrown like a hissy fit every single day while we were working.
God. See, and that's the beauty of the position I'm in, because if that's how you are, you get off my team so fast, dude.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like, oh, it's so much work. I just don't want to do this, which deep down, I think that's what it is, that he just doesn't want to be working so hard. And I'll get into that in a minute, but he keeps making like little mistakes that ultimately don't matter, and he's getting frustrated with himself really bad, and he's just like freaking the hell out, like really bad. It like he's like punching shit and throwing crap. Like he has we need lanterns after a certain period of time, and apparently he's destroyed 2 of them already.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
Did you fix it?
Had to drop out my audio. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Hey,
What
for
the
once,
fuck?
it's my fault. Okay, so new job, same field. This guy has been throwing fits. You think it's because he doesn't want to work, but it's really he's beating himself up over small mistakes, and that's kind of
It's
where we
the other
left
way
off.
around. It's the other way around. He's definitely beating himself up for little mistakes, and I'd like to think that that's the issue here, but I think deep down it's just that he doesn't want to work. But that's not the underlying issue at the exact moment when he's throwing these fits. It's not that the work's too hard, it's that he's messing up. And then it all goes back to him not wanting to do the work. If that makes sense.
Kinda. I understand
Like,
what you're getting at, even if the way you explained it doesn't make quite enough sense.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of follow me a little bit.
Right.
So he, we work 12-hour shifts, but it's not like my old job where we would have to stay the full 12-hour shift no matter what. This is a job where when you're done with the work, you're done, So he has a lot of the other jobs, like the day jobs are usually done pretty quick, like within 5 hours, and then you have a guaranteed 40 hours. So I think he's used to that, because on this night shift, it's usually pretty dang close to 12 hours, if not, exactly 12 hours.
Yeah, it's the bitch shift.
Right, and the first day I worked with him, which was a Friday, he was totally fine. He was ready to go. Let's do this shit. It took a long time, and then he was tired when he went home, whatever. That Monday, he comes in, and all of a sudden he has a migraine, and he's not feeling well, and, we just kind of go on throughout the day with him complaining. He has his hissy fits or whatever. This goes on until Thursday, where it looks like we're going to have an easy day, and then all of a sudden, he feels fine. No excuses or anything. And then the shift ran a little bit long, and then he started complaining. And then today, not today, but yesterday morning or evening, we come in, and then all of a sudden, when it looks hard, he's back to not feeling well. So I think this guy just needs to move on. He clearly doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, I work in what some people would call unskilled labor, and I have those characters, that archetype on my team as well. It truly is, I 100% agree with you. In situations like that, it really is sink or swim. Either you want the paycheck or you don't. And right. If you want the paycheck, you just kind of got to take the ups and downs.
And he keeps saying shit like he's stuck, like, oh, I would quit, but I'm stuck. I have to do this now. And I don't want to work with someone like that, because our job is very, very safety oriented, and I can't trust him. As someone who's been doing this for almost 4 years, hearing someone speak like that, I don't even want to be anywhere near him.
Right, because he's just a walking red flag. He's going to do stuff unsafe and put everyone else's integrity at risk just because he doesn't care.
Right, and I don't think that he would purposely or, maliciously
it's not malicious.
Do something to get us hurt. But
no,
if you don't care, you're just going to have a certain air about yourself, and you're just gonna kind of let shit happen without thinking about it.
Negligence isn't inherently malicious, but it is definitely like you either gotta get with the program or find a better spot.
For sure. Yeah, I'm just. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt at first, being that guy, the new guy who just got marked up and having to work by himself. I've been in his position before, but at some point I can't be babysitting my trainer, especially a 36-year-old man.
No, that's real. Like you shouldn't have to.
Like, it's ridiculous.
That's actually like one of the most unfortunate parts about my job is 99% of the time when it comes to like problem solving and motivation issues and like the day-to-day shit where you're like talking to people figuring out why they're moving slow or what's wrong with them, and as bad as that sounds, that's just the easiest way to say it. They're all older than me, sometimes up to twice or three times my age. Like I work with people three times my age.
Right.
And I've noticed that there is this like golden age group between, I want to say, like 42 down to like 24, like right around my age, where people have realized that if they're in the kind of field that I'm in, like if you're just doing work where you can quit your job and go work somewhere else the very next day, you run into that a lot. You run into a lot of people in that age group who do not care about anything.
Right.
Quite.
Not to say that your area of work, especially yours, but I'm more talking about that demographic that is a subordinate to you. I feel like it comes from a bit of bitterness, because about 24, 25 is when all your friends from high school are graduating college and starting their careers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bitterness thing. I've seen this before.
It's FOMO, but like career FOMO.
It's life FOMO, which is only in their mind. Honestly, I think that the area that you work in, even though it's quote unquote unskilled labor, you can make a pretty good career out of yourself if you just fucking work for it. I mean,
right.
Just look at yourself. I mean, you're moving on up pretty well.
Yeah, I hit salary before I hit 3 years.
Exactly. That's a big deal. And that's coming from someone who wants to work, and put in the time.
Yeah. When I say unskilled labor, I just mean you can walk in the door and do the job.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like you don't need formal education to do that specific work. I get it. I'm not trying to put it down.
No,
at all.
It's hard work.
Yeah. And it needs to be done, and if you do it right, it can do good things for you. But I feel like there is some bitterness because there is a stigma around work like that.
Mm-hmm. And I have run into the issue where it has just 100% been like, how is someone half my age telling me what to do?
Right. I can totally see that.
You know how I operate. I'm not very pushy. I'm not a socially confrontational person, right? I can be confrontational. I can turn that switch on, but generally speaking, I'm pretty agreeable. Especially at work.
Yeah,
like you get the raw, unfiltered CK, so you get a little bit more of the like, what the fuck is wrong with you energy. But I don't really do that at work. It's I lead every conversation, every difficult conversation with the same sentence. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Because I disarm them immediately. But now I've had someone literally tell me that I cannot respect you because you're half my age. So stop telling me what to do.
Well, you can't do that.
They don't work with me anymore.
Yeah,
And
I
not
mean
because of
that's
that
what
situation, but like,
you can't be in a situation where you tell your boss I can't work under you, and then you still keep your job. You know, that's
no.
just not how it works.
I honestly think in that situation, he was just trying to check me and see what he could get away with.
It didn't work.
Because I have the reputation of being like pretty lenient, pretty agreeable. Like I truly do not care as long as the work gets done and we do it safely. And like as you know, we don't have any major efficiency issues. That is all I could care about.
Right.
Like my job is based entirely off of what we call KPIs in like I don't even know if we call them that. That's just what I call them because that's what I learned from my last few jobs. But key performance indicators, like trackable, tangible numbers that go up or down to track our progress. So it's impossible not to notice outperforming or underperforming people. It's always the younger people that give me the most headache. Like most of the people that once we get past that golden age range that I was talking about, they work circles around everyone else. It doesn't matter what the fucking task is. Like forklift operator, anything like that. They just do it better. It doesn't matter how fresh they are either. They just come in. They're like, I'm here to work. I don't and you immediately want to think, oh, it must be a generational thing. But I've had people in that age range who act the same way. I just think that typically people in that age range who are re-entering the workforce have a reason. Those are like people who are probably truly stuck, like that one guy at your job, because they were at a point where they didn't have to work, or they were doing something like maybe they had their own business, and now this is what they have to do. You know, you wake up and you go to work. That's what you do. That's kind of been my mentality for a while.
It's kind of that. This is obviously a privileged comparison here, but I feel like how they always say that prisoners always want to go back inside. It's the same thing with older people wanting to work. It's just they need something to do, and they need something to support the family with, and like the retirement checks aren't paying the bills.
Yeah,
or disability or anything.
I got three names, three faces that I could put to that exact scenario. Like they don't need to work. They just want to work, and that little bit extra money they earn from working just goes towards like the extra stuff they like, or they want to get they're refurbishing their house for their wife,
right?
Or like they're putting their wife through, or they're paying for all their wife's medical bills, or saving up for their grandchild's college. Like I think it's not a generational thing. It's just a lack of purpose. Like
right.
if you're just working because you have to survive, it's different when you're working towards something. And I feel like a lot of people just, that's the game, isn't it? To do as little work for as much money as possible.
Oh yeah, that's my goal in life for everybody I work with, and I tell people that, all the time. As long as we're working safely, my goal for everybody is to do the least amount of work for the most amount of money. Always. I don't care who you are. If you're doing just that, then I'm happy for you.
You can't. I just don't agree with compromising yourself on that journey. What is it? The only thing you have at the end of the day is your face and your name. So
yeah,
I don't know if that compromise is worth it. Typically,
we've had this discussion about what's worth sacrificing and not.
Yeah, I like that's kind of how I want to transition the conversation, because I'm at the point now where I don't have to strive to promote or push myself further. Like I just need to maintain where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's given me a lot of like that mentality has helped me save a lot of stress too. And I've been able to put a lot of that energy back into Grasp, which is fucking finally a tangible thing.
I'm so excited for you. I that what I read so far is incredible. You've been working on this for a while. Like this is like almost right out of high school.
Yeah. The goal. I'm not sure when this episode will come up. Maybe it'll be published by then, but the goal is to have a month turnaround. I'm gesturing out the panels, and then right after that, I'm just gonna commit to drawing them.
Nice.
My mentality at this point is it's gonna speak for itself. It's gonna be people are gonna hate it or love it. They're gonna shit on it or they're gonna praise it, and I'm not gonna know until I put it out. So I'm just gonna put it out.
Yeah, that's more than what most people can say about things they want to create.
I have come to terms with the fact that the vision I have in my head will never be a reality. But I can get pretty damn close, and that's all I care about.
That's a good mentality to have. I haven't fully committed. I don't remember if I ever told you about the book I kind of started like this was before I moved down here. And I haven't really started it, but I've been piecing an outline together for a few years now. And I just can't make that push to put pen to paper and start a chapter, you know. Cuz once I do that, then I'm either going to fail or succeed, and I think, not to get all deep philosophical or anything, but I think it's definitely not a fear of failing or anything, but it's definitely this thing that I care about and thought was cool and awesome, just nobody else liked. And I admire you for not. I mean, you obviously care, but I'm happy that you're putting it out because you want to see it realized, not because you want it to succeed necessarily.
You know, from the people I've shared it with, especially the script or the outline that I have now, they love it. But these are all people who I have already talked to about the story. And so, like, do they like it because it's me, or do they like it for what it is? And I don't. Yeah, I will agree with you. I don't necessarily have that fear of failure. Sure, I would say that it is my magnum opus. Like it for my conscious life, this story has been the one thing, the one constant that I have been working on. Like I've had a bunch of other stuff that I've been interested in, that I've kind of dabbled in, but I always come back here. So I can't waste the opportunity I have now with the free time and the free energy, because otherwise I'll just end up being a grunt forever.
Yeah, it's important having. Well, I don't know if important's the right word, but it's definitely having a legacy is very. I'm just gonna say important because I can't think of any other words. I didn't bring my thesaurus with me, but having a legacy is kind of important, you know, just for peace of mind, in my opinion. You know, that's I think that's something that I've always subconsciously been afraid of, is being forgotten, especially in death. I don't know where this looming cloud of reality came from, but you know, that's something I don't know what I think my frontal lobe accidentally got formed fully because I've been thinking about my death probably for the past, actually I think since I started this new job, which probably isn't a good sign, but just not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna die soon or something like that, but just like what's gonna, what am I gonna leave behind when I do die? Whether that's, a comfortable family or, something like, a successful project, something, you know, or, just like people being able to say that I was a good friend or good coworker or whatever. But definitely having something for people to, like think of you about is definitely important, at least to me. I don't know about you, but
Uh, it, Legacy doesn't really mean anything to me. I've always been of the mindset that I don't really care what happens after I pass. I mean, obviously, if I have a family, I want to set them up for success. I want the only burden they have to carry is the grief. But I care more about finishing than being successful. Like Kento Mura is one of my biggest idols, and it'll never not pain me knowing he didn't get to finish Berserk.
yeah, I was
So
I was just talking to somebody about that.
yeah, I actually just decided how I want to continue working on my tattoo because the little nose guy is never going to get filled in or colored or anything. He's just going to stay unfinished. But I want
Oh,
to put
I thought that's how you wanted it
that is how I want it.
from the beginning. I meant.
Yeah, but it's always been because it's going to be the single piece of like I say unfinished. It is like the drawing from the manga, but it's never going to be colored. It's never going to be like shaded. It's I want the rest of my sleeve to stand out against it.
You should get a Dave and Buster's tattoo.
Yeah, that'll really pop. What are the odds?
17.
Yeah, you wouldn't say two, pussy.
I was about to.
All right, we're both gonna publish 2 sentence horror stories to the subreddit, and whoever has the least upvotes has to get the Dave and Buster's tattoo.
Oh hell no.
See, I know a hack. I'm just gonna. For some reason, that subreddit just loves the creature as a concept.
Oh yeah.
So I'll just use the creature and I'll win.
I'll peruse every once in a while. I don't go on 2 sentence horror stories a lot, but I enjoy the concept.
Whenever I'm reminded of it, I'll check out the front page, like the first like maybe 5 posts, and then that's enough for me, and I move on about my day.
Yeah, because like they're really good, and then there's a severe dip in quality really fast.
Hey, you're a nicer man than me. I have never read a good 2 sentence horror story.
I've read a couple good ones. I don't remember them, but I've seen a couple of pretty good ones in my time. Did you know what I was just thinking about the other day?
No.
That we've been friends for like over a decade. Like best friends, like maybe just under a decade, but like
Damn,
we've
you
known
started
and been
talking
friends.
and then just immediately cut out.
Well, it came out on my side.
He's gone.
That's a you problem. There's no way. There's no shot. There's no fucking shot.
We good?
Are you?
Yeah, you just cut out talking. I didn't hear what you said, what you've been thinking about.
You want to know what? Fuck it. You don't get to hear it now. You'll see when the episode comes out.
I'm not gonna
Who
listen.
knows when that'll be?
You think I want to listen
Here
to
I am.
myself talk?
Here I am pouring my heart out to you. You can't hear me all of a sudden. No, I was just thinking how it was, we've been friends for like over a decade, and then like I would say we've been like kind of, bit more best friends for like just under a decade, but like wow. It's a long time. I feel like I've known you longer than really anybody else. Obviously, other than my parents, but
Do you really know your
I feel
parents,
like
though?
that doesn't count. I
I'm just fucking with you.
I know a little bit too much recently.
Yikes. That's a lot to unpack.
I mean, it's just as an adult knowing, realizing things, you know? I mean, I always knew that my parents had flaws or whatever. I mean, no one's perfect, but it's weird seeing the flaws as an adult.
Yeah, it's weird having that that non whimsical perspective.
Like knowing exactly why this is happening, you know?
Yeah. No, I that I can definitely understand because it's like growing up, oh, that's just the way your parent is. Or it's just, that's just how they are. But then you like become an adult and you realize they're just another person like me, and this is really what's happening.
Like they legit I mean, this is their first time doing all this shit too. Especially, I mean, your case as far as having children goes, I mean, you guys had kind of a big family. But I mean, I was an only child. I had to bear all that brunt, you know, which not much brunt to bear, but they all of their lessons went out the window with me, you know. Anything they learned, they weren't going to pass it on. I'm not sure how parenting works when you have siblings, so I don't know, but
You know my family dynamic. I was always in
I
trouble,
do.
and that was pretty much
Yeah.
it. That was pretty much it.
And now look at you,
Yep.
the manager of a place.
Wow. What I always wanted.
I'm gonna do something now that we're in the year time skip of for season 2. I think I'm gonna kind of generalize where I work. I'm not gonna say the company because there's some weirdos on that internet who will want to ruin my job. I implore you to do the same, of just a generalized what you do, not exactly where,
No, I
obviously,
mean,
but
I literally said forklift operator earlier. I work in a warehouse.
Okay, yeah. And I work for a trains. I work for the railroad.
I am an area manager for a warehouse.
But yeah, I felt us both, that whole conversation that we were having about work, kind of like just stopping right before saying something we didn't want to say. So
I'm avoiding using like the company, like the corporate
yeah,
terms. That's
I
all
know.
I'm trying to
That's what
avoid. As long as I don't say the exact, like people are gonna guess, and people are gonna guess correctly. But
I don't know. I mean, you that was pretty vague. I was surprised. That's
Oh,
what you came up with.
oh, I can spit it with the best of them, brother.
I I I am very confident that if I reveal my place of work, that's fine. But if my place of work is revealed, it would be very hard to do that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm having a good time. I just wanted to get that. I say it's
Yeah,
housekeeping.
just rip the
but
band-aid off.
yeah, just make it easier, because I know when we first started doing this, we were kind of bouncing around it, and we wouldn't really
Yeah,
say anything about it. It's kind of hard.
on it.
Just rip
Look,
that off.
the way I see it is, if this podcast makes me lose my job somehow, some way, it was a fucking sign.
Yeah, here's the thing. If this podcast affects us in the real world, that means we're doing something right.
Yeah, truly. Like if I piss someone off enough to make them like try and ruin my life, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Because all I did was all I did was let you put my mouth words on the internet.
Yeah. Another time skip, backstory. I got married. I'm a married man. Sorry, boys.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
When'd that happen?
I've been married for a year and several months now.
Yeah, I'm acting like I don't know, but I know.
I know. I know she's listening right now. She was very excited for this because she was upset that I stopped making podcasts. I'm not doing this necessarily just for her, but I know she's listening. I don't like the voice I'm doing, so I'm going to stop.
Yeah, that was gay as hell. It's Pride Month, I can say
Sorry,
that.
boys. Hey, it is Pride Month.
At least when we record this.
If you do not think I'm going to have a 12-hour turnaround on this podcast, you are probably correct. But damn it, I'm going to try. I can't afford Adobe Premiere anymore. So I'm going to see if I can download DaVinci Resolve, cuz Markiplier uses DaVinci Resolve and he likes it.
I think I have a copy of that has like no DRM. I might be able to. I won't be able to access it today because it's on a hard drive. I got buried somewhere, but I can look for it for you.
What the heck is a DRM or whatever you said?
I can't remember what the acronym actually stands for, but it's an anti-piracy tool.
I love anti-piracy tools. They make it
purchased.
easier to sail the seven seas.
It's either DaVinci or I either have a copy of DaVinci or an older copy of Sony Vegas that you can actually just install anywhere. It's just it's a legit copy that I purchased from Humble Bundle.
Oh, Humble Bumble. I was trying to figure out that website probably 3 months ago, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, they actually have some pretty decent software deals sometimes.
Yeah, I've only ever seen their games advertised.
Yeah, if you check their bundles page, they
Speaking
sell software and books.
Of games, the Switch 2 is finally out, fellas, and I didn't realize, honestly. I think you sending me the great value Switch 2 meme is what made me want to, oh yeah, when's that coming out, by the way? And it's out. It's here.
Yeah, I saw
unceremoniously, I think.
The great value Switch made me laugh.
Here it is. For people who are listening to this with video, which I don't know why, there's not a lot of visual aid, but here you go. There's your one visual aid for the night.
Because I mean, who buys like the store brand when they go shopping unless they have to, you know?
See, here's the thing. I shop at Aldi, so I have to buy the store brand because that's all there is. But I'll tell you what, that shit's fucking bomb.
I shop at Kroger, and they definitely I will say some of their private selection I think is what it's fucking called, but I do like some of their products.
We used to shop at Kroger at the apartment. Oh, that's another thing. I bought a house.
Yeah, go ahead. Just rub it in. Just rub it in.
No, I'm in debt. It's okay.
Me too, but I don't have a house.
It's fine. My internet doesn't work in this part of the room.
Yeah, we cannot play games together.
But yeah, no, it's I really like Aldi. Probably the most affordable way to get groceries right now, in my opinion. Like $200 worth of Walmart groceries or Kroger groceries, like the big name stores like that, is like $80 at Aldi easily.
That actually is pretty good.
It is really good. Like Kelly swears by it. The stuff tastes good, you know. Cleaning product works.
So there's an Aldi on the way home from where I work. I might check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. The only thing is that they don't have bags. They have paper bags.
That don't bother me.
They're like 80 cents or 12 cents. But if you get the reusable bags like Kelly did, that's my wife, by the way. She has like dedicated totes to go to Aldi, and it doesn't take up any room. You know, they flap down and everything. But no, it's great. I love Aldi. Their meat's pretty affordable, like a ribeye. Pretty affordable.
Bro, the podcast had a time skip, and now we're just fucking geriatrics talking about the price of groceries.
Oh, you want to talk about geriatrics? Let's talk about how I want to go fucking play golf all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was a little taken aback by that. It seems
I'm
like
scared.
an Isaac. It seems like an Isaac activity for sure, but also like, did
I'm
you
really
just
scared.
like did
I
you
don't-
age 40 years since the last time I saw you? You got like that salt and pepper hair.
Listen, you had a year time skip. I had like a 20-year time skip. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you bought a house, you got married, now you play golf. Like, what the fuck happened?
Well, I don't play golf yet. I can't afford it. But so I was in Jacksonville for like a few days. And while I was there, the people I was with were like, let's go to Top Golf. And I was like, I've never been to Top Golf. They're like, you never been to Top Golf? I was like, yeah, crazy, right? So we all went to Top Golf, and I hit my first golf ball, and I felt like a fucking man
If you say
because it fucking sailed.
if you say we went to Top Golf one more time, I'm gonna slam my head into the fucking desk.
I wish you would. You would think, I mean, actually, being from where we're from, I'm surprised that golf wasn't more accessible. Like, we didn't get a Top Golf until, like, what, 2019? And we got a shitty one, too.
Our particular community is Gatekeep Central.
That is correct.
Yeah, so I feel like the reason
We're a middle-class city that pretends that we're upper middle class.
yeah, that about sums it up. I feel like we're doing the thing with the job. Like either we should mention it or not mention it. Like,
We used to live in Augusta,
yeah, home of the
Augusta, Georgia,
Masters.
and now we don't.
Yeah, fuck the Masters.
The end.
My birthday was always on Masters Week. I could not do anything.
The roads were shut down. The city was like, fuck you, CK. We got this
roads were
big
shut
thing
down.
going on.
And everything was either 2 to 3 times its normal price.
Oh, that killed me.
Like, no, the restaurant, like going to a restaurant and seeing the Masters menus, oh my God.
Like, it would be themed and then also, like, pay out the ass money.
Right, because it's fucking
That's our hurricane season.
tourist trap. Oh my God. Yeah,
There we go. We brought it full circle.
I will trade hurricane season on the coast for Masters Week any day. Any day. I don't care that it's
Masters
only
Week
1
in
week.
Augusta.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, you know, you got all the celebrities going there too. Which, by the way, what fucking celebrities are going to fucking the Masters? Like,
Oh,
the ones that I've heard have been there. Why do you fucking care? Why
Let
are
me
you
tell you.
there? Why
I was
is
having
Snoop Dogg in Augusta?
I was having a conversation with one of my peers at work, and I told her about how I was from Augusta, and you know, Masters Week is always on my birthday. That's like my go-to line. I feel like that's almost like I'm gonna say that when I become an old man. That's gonna be my go-to phrase. You know, I could never enjoy my birthday. Some shit like that. But
All right.
I was talking to her. It was a black woman, and we were talking about some of the celebrities there, and joking around. I mentioned what they said that, like, you know, how many black people do you see playing golf? And I'm like, well, I mean, one of the most known
Famous
golf
golfers.
players. Yeah. And dead ass, without skipping a beat, she looked me dead in the face and said, "We do not claim him." And I asked her about it. I'm like, okay, why do you say that? Because I thought it was funny, but I still was curious where the thought came from. And the way she explained it to me essentially was that it's not really because the black community doesn't accept Tiger Woods. It's because Tiger Woods treats them like the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be claimed.
That makes sense. I can tell by the way he carries himself that he's got the Michael Jackson treatment.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Like, I very rarely ever heard someone say, "Oh, we don't claim him."
Yeah.
So the fact that it was Tiger Woods and it was relevant to the conversation was just fucking hilarious to me.
Speaking of claiming people, good news for Michael. Do you hear about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this is.
Okay, well, I'm about to fucking tell you. Apparently, there's a woman on social media that said that gingers are black people now. And then the internet ran with it for like 3 days, and then someone ruined it. A white guy said the N-word.
Who said the N-word?
It was probably Michael.
Let's not slander him while he's not here, no matter how true it is.
Is it really slander? I think it's
it has to be a lie. It has to be a lie.
Well, I had more to talk about us living here now. I was gonna be like, is there anything crazy you've noticed? And my example was gonna be that for some reason when I first moved here, for like 3 months, at least once a week, I'd see a car with, like a plush Woody stapled to a plush Buzz Lightyear hanging off the back of a car. Like I saw that like 20 times in 3 months.
What's the name of the bear from Toy Story 3?
Lotso.
Yeah, I've seen
Lotso hugging bear with strawberry scented fur.
Jesus fucking Christ, let me speak.
You asked his name.
I asked for his name, not his fucking government ID. I did not need his entire birth certificate. I just needed his fucking name.
I'm sorry. I like Pixar movies. Sue me.
Yeah, you like The Incredibles.
I love The Incredibles. Fuck
you
yes.
would. Yeah, you would.
Fucking Elastigirl. Hell yeah. I'm hoping that my wife stopped listening at this point.
Or you're hoping she did, and she tries on that Elastigirl costume you bought.
Dude, it's been sitting in our closet for since Halloween. She won't even look at it.
I think honestly, you could do a pretty funny Mr. Incredible. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fat.
No, I just feel like your personality type and like your general body, the way your body is built.
Yeah, whenever I used to wrestle in high school, and whenever I lost weight, I would gain muscle in my chest first. It's kind of weird. I need to start.
Michael could be
again.
Syndrome.
He could, except his chin isn't big enough.
You know that picture I'm thinking of, right? Where he's holding his hair up.
Yeah.
I'll never let him live that down. Because in my phone, it's saved right next to a picture of Syndrome. So every time I see it, I get the full joke.
Okay, send that over to me so we can have the second visual aid of the podcast.
I don't believe I have that picture anymore.
You just said you had it.
Well, I was speaking through my memory palace. I apologize.
Okay, here is an artist's rendition, if I feel like it or remember. I'm not gonna ask the actual internet illustrator because I commissioned a piece from you 4 years ago and I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah, I can't animate.
Not that. Not that silly. Well, anyway,
Uh,
I'm having a good time. I want to keep going, but I'm running out of things to say. Unless you got some things to say.
oh, I got plenty to talk about.
Tell me something. Bring something up. Let's do it naturally. Let's make it. Let's cut this part out so that they don't think that we have a script or anything or notes.
Well, your internet artist forgot what you commissioned and has instead been focusing on writing. I
Hey, that's more important, honestly.
working on this outline and just the writing process itself has made me come back to really enjoying literature. I'll talk about Grasp a little bit since this stuff is concrete and it's not going to affect like any plots or anything like that I got ongoing.
Think of this like a little journal for your journey.
But I finally isolated like the main character's aesthetic, and I finally have a name and an explanation for how their abilities work, and kind of like a general idea of the naming scheme I have going on in my story.
Very anime. I love it.
Well, yeah, it's definitely like Bleach and Berserk.
Well,
Like
no, of course it's anime.
it's inspired by Bleach and Berserk. There's some JoJo's in there, like all the stuff that I love, plus like other pieces of literature that aren't manga and other comic books that aren't manga. Like there's so much love
Like the Odyssey.
in history. Funny you say that.
No, I know. It's like the
Well,
Odyssey. Or like the Odyssey.
So my two main characters.
I have something to say about that, but we'll continue on with your thing first.
The main character, Silas, who still does not have a definitive last name. That's the only hang up I have right now is like, what the fuck is his last name gonna be? Because it's important for reasons people won't understand for a long time.
I was going to say that he doesn't necessarily have to have that last name.
No, but I feel like the interaction I have towards the end of the pilot kind of emphasizes on him having a name. Because
Okay,
like
fair enough.
names are very important to the world of my story. Like the magic system is based around three things. You have the verbal component, which is 90% of the time a name. There are some exceptions to that rule, but like that is how I explain characters like shouting out shit. Like that is part of the physicality of a spell. It's a ritual. So depending on the power of it or depending on like how complicated it is, you have to have the verbal component. Sometimes there's a physical component, which is like hand gestures or clapping, like some sort of physicality is required for it. And then like the most powerful typically are full on rituals, and they usually require like a sacrifice or like think equivalent exchange. Like you can do something extremely powerful, but you have to give up something in return. Or like, yeah, that's pretty much how it works in my world. So the two main characters, their techniques are based off of literature in a sense. Well, folklore, more like. Because, yeah, not necessarily myths, but along that same line. Urban legends actually play a major role in Silas's kit because his technique is called Boogeyman. And he summons constructs like weapons and shit like that out of his blood that have special abilities and names based on things that humanity invented to explain their fears. A good, like, just a couple examples is like Wendigo, Baba Yaga,
John
Bulgasari.
Henry. I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going. I'm sorry.
But that part, the research, like reading up on different cultures' ideas of the boogeyman, different cultures' ideas of like creatures based off of their fears has been super interesting to me. And I work with a bunch of people from all around the world, and having those conversations with them and getting a deeper understanding of not only their culture but like the specific mythos that I'm really interested in has been like really refreshing for me, because I love mythology. I love reading, I love stories in general, but I just love folklore, and being able to take that and kind of breathe new life into it, because a lot of these creatures, a lot of these ideas I'd never heard of before, and now I'm going to give people that same experience. Like, how many people really know what a Bulgasari is? Or a
I
Bulgasari,
don't.
however you pronounce it.
I thought that was a Asian pasta dish,
It's a
noodle
Korean,
dish.
it is a Korean monster that eats iron and weapons to grow in size.
Fucking love a steel type Pokemon. Go
And
on.
for Silas, all I have listed, and it's I have a sheet with a bunch of different summons he has, just so I have a kind of idea of what I can do and some of the fun stuff he has up his sleeve. It's a fucking gun. That's all I have. A fucking gun.
Hell
3
yeah.
words. And so playing around with Boogeyman is like my main fun, just because I just get to come up with creative ideas and then kind of look up a name of some monster that kind of fits the bill, and I just run with it. And then Din, the other main character, all of his his technique is called Prometheus. It's like the art of creation. But what makes his naming scheme is all based off of heroes from folklore. So like Perseus, Eurydice, Orpheus. Right now I'm just pulling from a bunch of Greek names, but obviously he'll use Odysseus. But there's more. Like there's Gilgamesh, there's Beowulf. Like there are different heroes from folklore.
That we were in mythology together, because I was about to tell you, like, oh yeah, I was in mythology in high school. I was like, oh wait, you're in my class.
Yeah, we did that together.
I fucking loved mythology.
Yeah, it's my
That
favorite
has to have
aspect of
been-
literature, which is my favorite subject.
I think if I had more drive to go to college, I'd want to have something along those lines.
So like a paleontologist then.
Yeah. But obviously none of that is my passion, so forget it.
No, that I
Didn't
understand.
happen, LOL. But I don't have any student debt, so fuck you, all the smart kids in high school.
Nah, just regular debt.
Yeah. Actually, I'm actually doing pretty okay. I have a little bit of credit card debt and a house payment.
I paid all
and,
mine down.
And a small car payment.
I just have my car payment and then the remnant of my credit card debt, but I paid most of it down.
I'm having not a tough time. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm having financial difficulties, but you know the way that credit cards are inherently predatory. And every time I pay off my credit card, well, not pay off, but like make a good payment to it, I always get like a chunk of it taken back for interest. Like I'll pay like almost $200, and then I'll get like 75 taken back from interest and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck was that about? I just paid you guys.
No, I was going through something very similar, but the way that my job is structured, I get like a lump sum after the holidays.
That's good. Essentially, it's like a bonus.
Pretty much, it's based on how well I do, and those KPIs I mentioned. Those are all metrics
Yes.
that track it, but I don't really worry so much about that. I don't bank on it, but I ended up getting it a little bit, so I just put all of it towards my debt.
That's a good idea. That's I've kind of been trying to put most extra money I can into debt.
Say if I end up getting one this year, then my goal is to pay off the rest of my debt if I haven't already, and then just set that money aside to buy my own house.
Yes, sir. House
But who
brothers.
knows? Who knows what's gonna happen, right?
Exactly. No one knows. Um, do you I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. How do you feel about musicals, just in general?
I don't particularly care for them, but I can respect what they do.
As a music tier, you can respect it at least.
No, no, I wouldn't say that. Actually, honestly, it's the music part that takes me out of it.
I'm gonna put you on something. You ready for this?
No.
Well, too bad. It's coming anyway, fuckface. It's called so it's a concept album right now. It has a pretty big community following it. And you know me, you know I don't really like popular stuff like that, especially when it's quote unquote mainstream. But this actually, I'm very intrigued by it. It's called Epic the Musical, and this is where I'm coming from the Odyssey circle back because it's based off of the Odyssey, kind of loosely. It's a different interpretation for sure.
I've heard
Like
of it.
if you know a lot of about Greek mythology, especially the Odyssey, there are going to be some things like, well, that's not really how it is. But I mean, obviously, it's a made up story that's thousands of years old, so different interpretations exist. But it's really good. I really like it. It's very compelling. I don't know if you want to give it a try, but the concept album is 2 hours long. It's pretty easy to listen through. You can easily listen to it while doing something else. You might miss a couple things, but then again, it's the Odyssey. I'm pretty sure you're pretty familiar with it, but I like it a lot. There's a lot of, I want to say, millennial humor in it. Not a lot that takes you out of it, but it'll happen every once in a while when you're not expecting it, and then it'll go right back. But I think you should give it a listen. It's good. I like it a lot, and I hope something becomes of it
I will definitely make the
at some
commitment
point.
to listen to it. It's easier for me to listen to something while I'm working than it is for me to watch a video. So
Yeah, which is why I stopped recommending videos to you. And TV shows like Common Side Effects, which is really good also.
it's on my watch list. I just don't have if I'm gonna sit down and watch something, it's gonna be with Bailey, and we already use a lot of our free time for other things. Like we've been playing Elden Ring together or Stardew Valley. We played through Borderlands.
Yeah, totally.
Like we've just been playing a lot of video games lately. So
I'm about to. So the weird, not the weird thing, but the only thing about Epic right now is that the way that the guy made the concept album, it's in different sagas, and he released it over the period of like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So it's not out of order per se, but if you were just to look it up on Apple Music and listen to it the way it is in order, it's not going to be in order. Mostly because the publishing company that he used kind of fucked him over. So he deleted the first two sagas and re-released it after he had already released 3 and 4 by himself independently. So I just sent you a playlist that has everything in order
okay,
from beginning to end. And yeah, definitely check it out whenever you can. I listen to it driving when I'm driving, or the rare occasion where I'm on a treadmill working out.
I'm definitely committed to listening to it. Maybe not tonight because I have a backlog of podcasts to go through, but
Yeah. Oh, please. I'm not expecting you to listen to it right away, but I like it.
I'm sure Bailey will really like it.
Kelly likes
I'll share
it
it with her.
Everyone I've shown it to has liked it.
Yeah,
And
so
it
I'll
has a-
definitely share it with her.
I
and then
I
I'll
know
listen
that
to
Bailey
it
will like it
and
because Bailey likes
get
musicals.
back to you on that. Maybe next episode. So, my challenge to you is
Okay,
to
yeah,
have you even looked at Expedition 33?
No, I haven't. I mean, we just talked about that last night, and then I came home
I think.
and fell asleep.
Oh. Yeah, dude. I can not glaze that game enough.
If it's free, I'll play it. I'll play it right now.
It's not free.
Well, I'll at least check it
But it's
out
not
in some
$60.
capacity.
Yeah, I definitely implore you to look at it. Maybe wait for a sale. Maybe watch someone else play it. The story is worth it. I mean, it's always going to be better if you play it yourself and you're able to like work at your own pace.
That's why I love
But
Red Dead 2 so much.
I can not stress how I want to use the word important. Like bring it back to the start of the episode. I can't emphasize how important
we're so self-referential
this
this
game
episode.
In terms of like the best way I could describe the feeling that game made me is it made me realize that that games can still be good, and that it really reminded me how certain stories can only be told this way. And I'm not so crazy to say that you couldn't have made an Expedition 33 movie or TV show or something that had a similar impact. But it's just you compound the control you have and the immersion that a video game gives you that like most movies and other media cannot, with the content of the story. It made me feel something, Isaac. When was the last time I told you something made me cry?
Last year.
And what was it?
It was Matt Watson, because you were telling me about how when Matt came out with Starstruck, that you cried because you were like, he made it.
No, it was Balance that I liked.
Balance, yeah.
But that was quite a few years ago now, actually.
Oh yeah. I mean that you said the last time you said it, it was last year. But yeah, that specific thing happened
the last
so
two
long
pieces
ago.
of media to make me feel something. Well, I mean, this might be heinous to say, but like Dawn to Dawn is kind of a tearjerker at some points, but also like it's pretty weird is the nicest way I can put it on the other end. But no, like Expedition 33, like 3 different moments had me tear up.
I'll check it out. I mean, it's $50.
Like
so
just that.
we'll see. But yeah, no, I definitely want to
Dude.
check it out. If not, play it myself.
You should watch someone play through the prologue.
Okay,
And
I
then
can
if
do
that hooks you, don't watch anything else.
I can do that.
Yeah, watch someone play the prologue. If that hooks you, don't look at anything else.
Yeah, I might do that. I wanted to play Split Fiction with Kelly because we just played. We finally finished It Takes Two. A little while ago, and I'm kind of itching for something like that to play with again. But yeah, no, that Expedition 33. That sounds. I just kind of took a quick glimpse at it. It looks good. Yeah, for sure.
You should play Split Fiction. I played that with Bailey.
Yeah, I definitely want
and
to.
Leo and Vincent make a cameo.
That's
That's all I'll say.
What do you think about wrapping up?
We can wrap. I feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had another dropout. So, like, probably about an hour into my recording, you'll have to resync just a little bit. But I'll
Okay.
just you're talking for a long while, so you just have to cut me in back into the conversation naturally, and then everything should flow fine.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
When my microphone.
Huh.
Oh,
Okay. Well. That's season premiere, season 2. We're back, baby. New and improved. Jimothy Plaid, the next generation.
yes. I'm excited. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's what racing is about.